Ted Lynn here with you again, Bible teacher here at the chapel. Thanks to Rick Hawks and the chapel for allowing me to spend a few minutes with you over the dinner hour. 3 months of the COVID pandemic. How are we doing? I mean, what has been the worldwide and nationwide response to this? No, I don't mean vaccines or testing. I don't mean the economy, employment. I don't mean the stock market. I mean, what has been our response to God? Last week on Washington Watch, Tony Perkins cited a poll from a liberal divinity school in Chicago. They apparently asked if through the pandemic, God is telling us to change our lives. This poll sampled people of all beliefs. The result was 2/3 of people believe that God is using the pandemic to get our attention. That is communication directly from God. He's sending a message that He is attempting to awaken our sensitivities. Here's a great verse for something like this. Deuteronomy 29:29. The Lord our God has secrets known to no one. We are not accountable for them, but we and our children are accountable forever for all that He has revealed to us, so that we may obey all of the terms of these instructions. Deuteronomy 29:29. When this pandemic hit, I was really just preparing to teach back-to-back lessons on the opposite approaches that we might take to God. Buried in the largely unread portions of the Old Testament, the story of the overthrow of Israel by Assyria, followed directly and dramatically by one of the greatest revivals recorded in the Bible, and they're back to back. 2 Kings 17:6 reads like this. In the 9th year of Israel's king Hoshea, the king of Assyria captured Samaria and deported the Israelites to Assyria. All this took place because the Israelites had sinned against the Lord their God. They worshiped after other gods and followed the practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before them, as well as the practices that the kings of Israel had introduced. After 208 years of non-stop idol worship, God allows Assyria to overthrow half of His chosen people in 2 Kings 17. The saddest day since King Solomon. But it happened. But that's only half the story. Read the next chapter. In 2 Kings 18, King Hezekiah takes the throne in Israel's divided land, the southern kingdom. Judah, the other half, and he leads a dramatic revival. 2 Kings 18, verse 5. Hezekiah trusted in the Lord, the God of Israel. There was no one like him among all the kings of Judah, either before him or after him. He held fast to the Lord and did not stop following Him. He kept the commands the Lord had given Moses, and the Lord was with him. He was successful in whatever he undertook. He rebelled against the king of Assyria and did not serve him. And then there's this. There was great joy in Jerusalem, for since the days of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, there had been nothing like this in Jerusalem. The priests and the Levites stood to bless the people, and God heard them, for their prayer reached heaven, His holy dwelling place. 2 choices, 2 directions, 2 alternatives, back to back in 2 Kings. Is God speaking to us through this pandemic? Then what is our response? Are we just going to get back to our everyday life, our everyday idol worshiping life? Or will our response be revival and life change? I can't say that I've seen the latter yet, But I'm not God. Others tell me of great decisions made around the world due to this pandemic. COVID will end, don't you think? What will we look like on the other side? We should be poised for revival after COVID. The church, that's you and me, we need to counter the narrative of fear, and we need to preach Jesus, the Savior of the world. God doesn't really ask a lot from us. He only asks for your mind and your body. Romans chapter 12. May we all use this jolt out of our routines to recommit our lives to Christ and the kingdom, because I'm telling you, it makes all the difference.